Good afternoon, collectors. Coming to you this afternoon from chilly Minneapolis, where I just checked the temperature, and we're up to a balmy 7 degrees. So I hope you are all shoveled out and staying warm, and just take a minute, have a cup of something warm, and join us this afternoon. You know, the Super Bowl is less than 2 weeks away. In fact, I think I looked this morning on the calendar. It's about 10 days away. And the football game, of course, this football game, the Super Bowl, is always the climax of the football season, the last one of the season. And once again, my team is not playing. But I do like football, so I thought we'd have a little Super Bowl fun today. Did you know that this is Super Bowl 56? And of course, because it's 56, we Village Collectors have to really get into it then, even if you're not a football fan. And the two teams that are playing, unless you're living under a rock somewhere, are the LA Rams and the Cincinnati Bengals. And they will play at the Rams Stadium in Inglewood, California. And I think this is the second year in a row where one of the teams is playing in their home stadium. So we'll see. Does that give the Rams an advantage? We'll have to wait and see. But you know that this, according to the Chinese calendar, this is the year of the tiger. And orange is considered a lucky color for them. So I don't know, is it going to be the Bengals or the Rams? We'll have to wait and see. So because of all of this neat hoopla and the fact that it's Super Bowl 56, I thought that we should talk a little bit about one of our new pieces for the Peanuts Village. And I have it on good authority that the kickoff football that will be used in the game was purchased at Chuck's Sporting Goods. And this is the new piece for the Peanuts Village. Very cute piece. This was designed by Scott Enter. I love the fact that it has a nice big window in front. It says Chuck's Sporting Goods. A little football on top. Lots of detail, and you can see there's windows all around. And who knows, maybe Chuck lives upstairs now. You can see lots of detail. Lights on all four sides, and there's the entry in back to the store. So, or maybe that's the stairway that goes to the upper level apartment. But there it is, Chuck's Sporting Goods. And here's the accessory that goes with it. It's called a Fall Tradition. Paul Lundberg did the accessory, and of course we've got Lucy grabbing the football as Charlie Brown makes his attempt and tries to make that fabulous kick. So what's going to happen now, folks, is we will have Scott sign the piece, Paul sign the accessory, and our contest winner will receive both. The winner will be announced after the Super Bowl, and we will ship the pieces once we've received stock from our factory, which should be in early summer. Now here's how you enter. Place a comment on our Facebook page. Now just hang on a second before you start doing that. All the correct entries will be tossed into a hat, and one lucky winner will be selected. You have 24 hours to enter, so if you're watching this segment after work today, you'll still be entered to win. So what you will do is you will vote for either the Rams or the Bengals to win the Super Bowl, and then based on whoever actually wins, that's how we're going to select our winners. We'll put all the winners of whoever won, the Rams or the Bengals, into a hat and then make our selection from those entries. And we will announce it then that week after the Super Bowl, which should be February 14th or a little bit later that week. So just tell me who you think is going to win, the Bengals or the Rams. Put those comments in. Are we getting some, Rebecca?
Not quite. There's someone who preemptively guessed Bengals.
Oh, really? Okay, well, someone is voting for the Bengals already. I don't know. I'm really torn this year because I would like to see Matthew Stafford win, because he's played football a long time, and he is now with a really winning team. But I sure like those Bengals helmets. They've always been my favorite helmets, and everybody always laughs when I say the Bengals have my favorite football helmets. But
All right, now we got him coming in.
now we got them coming in. Oh, good. So you have 24 hours. So until this time tomorrow, on Friday, tomorrow would be the 4th, you have to enter, and the winning person will win a signed Chuck's Sporting Goods and a Fall Tradition accessory signed by each of the artists that designed them. So I thought that was pretty exciting that we could do that. And I do want to thank my friend Lisa Johnson out in California, our #1 salesperson, who gave me this idea. And I think she was a little surprised when she called and she said, "Do you know what Super Bowl this is this year?" And I knew it was 56. And she said, "I think we need a contest." So thank you, Lisa. And we indeed will have a contest. And I couldn't have come up with a better one myself. So there we go.
Someone wants to know, comment here or on the Facebook page?
On the Facebook page.
The Facebook page, so not the video?
No, with the video.
video.
Yep. That's a good question, though. Underneath where we have the comments for this video, put your guess there, either Rams or Bengals. So let's move on. We've got some more of our 2022 pieces, and here we've got 2 pieces for Harry Potter. We've got the Shrieking Shack. I'll start with that one over here. And you know, all of the licensed pieces are done in resin, so we can get all this absolutely minute detail. And you know, the Shrieking Shack, and I'm not sure why, but it is, I call it cattywampus. It's not square. No carpenter was involved with the building of this piece. As you can see here, there's just tiny little slits in the windows. It's supposed to be an abandoned house that sits on the outskirts of Hogsmeade, and villagers sometimes wonder if this house is haunted, because if you listen closely, you just might hear the howling screams that echo inside the empty spaces. But apparently the sound comes from a guy who's hiding there, who makes like wolf or howling sounds. The accessory that goes with it is really, really cool. This is called Come Out and Play, Peter. And it shows Ron, his rat Scabbers, who really is Peter, and I don't remember what his Pettigrew?
Peter Pettigrew.
Peter Pettigrew, thank you. You must have read the books.
Yeah, once.
Okay. And he is turned himself into Scabbers the rat, and this is the arch enemy, Sirius Black, who wants him to turn himself back into Peter Pettigrew, and so he can destroy him, I think. And look at the detail on that. It's just amazing. And there's Ron with his red hair. Very cool. So that's the piece that comes with that, or that coordinates with that set. The other piece, and I looked for it and I thought, well, why don't I know about this piece? Because it wasn't in the brochure. This is Hogsmeade Station. And I hope a lot of you already know about this piece. It is a wonderfully detailed piece. Look at the bench on the outside. There's a little clock there that shows 5 to 6. It says Hogsmeade. There's a lamppost there, and the really interesting fencing there. This is the station where all of the students arrive when they're going to Hogsmeade, or when they're going to Hogsward, and it is spectacular. And somehow, I don't know if the sample wasn't here in time, but it never made the brochure. So don't look for it in the brochure. It's not there. It is online in the Harry Potter section, and it is simply called Hogsmeade Station. Beautiful piece. I think it could also pass as a kind of a neat home, but it looks a little residential looking, but apparently this is what the station looked like in the movie. And Paul did a beautiful job on it. Love it. Now we're going to move down to Dickens Village. We've got a few pieces for Dickens Village. That's these next 2 pieces here, Rebecca. Yep. She's doing a really good job of getting in close so that we can really see these. And we'll start with this one here called Huffam Fields Farm. These, of course, Dickens Village is all designed by Tom Bates, and there is a lot of detail here. We've got back in the time of Dickens, a lot of the farm buildings were made out of whatever local materials they had available, and back in the time of Dickens, a lot of it they were made of fieldstone. So it's a fieldstone barn. You can see the little cows sticking her head out of the barn. Little Dutch door there. I don't know if they called it a Dutch door. That's what we call it. But lots of details. There's some hay that's waiting to probably be put into the stall with a pitchfork and a watering trough. Another little Dutch door that's partially opened. Little lantern that's over the doorway. Just lots of detail. I'm going to turn it sideways, Rebecca, because you can see here there's the hayloft, and there's the hook that you would use to haul the bales of hay up into the hayloft. And I'm even going to show you the back because it is got detail all the way around. It's a beautiful piece. I think Tom really outdid himself on this one. Love it. And the name, I wanted to tell you a little bit about the name. It is named for one of Charles Dickens's middle names. He had two, if you didn't know. His name was Charles John Huffam Dickens. Huffam, like on Huffam Fields here, was the surname of one of Charles' father's superiors, Christopher Huffam, and he agreed to be one of Charles's godfathers. And John was his father's name, so his name was Charles John Huffam Dickens. Long name. And it was very typical type of architecture that was built by gentlemen farmers in the 19th century. And this is the accessory. Don't remember what the name of it is. But this is the coordinating accessory that you can get to go with it, with this cute little tabby cat following the young boy who probably has 2 buckets full of milk that he's carrying. But look at that detail on that. That kitty is sweet. The other one that I wanted to show you from Dickens Village is it's called the Dickens Market Gate. And that one is a new one that Tom has come up with. Markets of Victorian London in the 19th century were at the heart of a lot of London life. While industrialization was going on at the time, it meant that an increasing number of shops opened up to the public rather than just for the wealthy. People continued to do most of their daily shopping in open-air markets. And this gate and little gatehouse were representative of the style of gates that could be found in and around London at the time of Dickens and in other bigger cities in London. And Tom is hopeful that this series will become an ongoing series with little open-air markets like the Christmas markets that we had in Alpine Village. And this coordinating accessory that I have here for that one is called Come One, Come All. Would you go over and take out of the display the one that is the cricket on the hearth piece? Do you know which one that is?
No.
Here, I'll show it to you.
Is it next to him?
Yeah. It's the gray cottage. Mm-hmm. Nope. Here, I'll show you. It's this one.
You're showing me how to pluck. The gray cottage. Okay. I'll look for that one.
I had notes on something and I realized I don't have it here. But I wanted to tell you about this little sandwich board guy. And I wanted to make sure that that was a correct kind of accessory to have here. The term sandwich man, that's the guy, that's it, you got it. The term sandwich man was coined by Dickens, believe it or not. He described these advertisers as a piece of human flesh between two slices of sandwich board, or pasteboard. And sandwich boards were most popular in the 19th century. And I think now social media has all but eliminated those. But at the time, someone would be paid to walk around and call out, come and visit our market here in the Christmas market, and it says on his little sign here, fruits, baked goods, woodwork, meat pies, holiday wreaths, and he goes with the holiday market gate. The piece that I just had Rebecca run and find for me, which, you know, we do this live, so is another piece that has to do with Dickens Village, and it is called the Cricket. Where's my other? It is called the Cricket's Hearth Cottage, and it got its name. Rick and I named this piece for the third in the series of 5 Christmas stories that Dickens wrote. He wrote 5 of them. Did you know that? The first was The Christmas Carol, that we all know and love. The second was called The Chimes. That was written in 1844. Cricket on the Hearth was written in 1845, and then there were 2 more, The Battle of Life and The Haunted Man, neither of which were very popular. But the Cricket on the Hearth Cottage does kind of go with the Huffam Fields farm, so I think you could use them together, or you could use this as a little piece that's in town. And on this one, again, has lots of detail. I love something different that Tom did on these, where he has the windows kind of propped open, and you can kind of see that maybe someone is airing out the house upstairs. But that's a little different than what we've done. All of the attachments are permanently on there, so there's nothing to lose. It's a pretty little gray cobblestone building. We've got a fire, we've got logs piled along the side, and in back we've got another door. And you can see some of the cobblestones in the detail on the back, and Curie must have spent a long time getting those cobblestones just right. And then this is the accessory that goes with that piece, and it's a young couple who are going to be spending their honeymoon at the Cricket's Hearth Cottage. I want to make sure I say that right. So that is another one of the new pieces for Dickens Village. The last couple of pieces that I want to show you, put my papers down so I can do this, and show you some of our accessory pieces, some of our animated pieces that we're going to have for this year. This first one is really neat. It is called what? I don't have the name of it. But it is, it can be used with your fall displays. I think it can be used with Halloween. I think it can be used with I think it can be used with any of the villages personally. Let's see if I can find the name of it. I forgot to write that one down. That one is called Going Home for the Holidays, and it shows ducks flying in that V formation. And they fly like that because they can get a draft off of each other. And they have one duck that flies in front, and it's not always the same duck, I learned. They take turns because that's the hardest position to be in. And ducks always fly south for the winter. except for the few dumb ones we have around here. So occasionally we have some dumb ducks. Okay, the next one is another one of my very favorite new accessory pieces, and this one I asked Rebecca if we could show it with the lights off a little bit. This is the town center tree, and it is different than anything else we've done. It's over glittered. It has red and gold balls on it. It rotates, and it has an uplight on each corner, and that really makes it sparkle. I think it is absolutely a fabulous piece. I think it can be used with Christmas in the City. It can be used with Snow Village. It can be used with Dickens Village. I think you can use it wherever you'd like. I think even as a standalone piece, I think this is just a beautiful piece. Both the Going Home for the Holidays and the Town Center tree both come with a battery pack, or you can also use it with our AC/DC adapter. So kind of a versatile piece that way. The last piece that I want to show you is called the Animated Christmas Eve, and that one comes with its own adapter, and I think it's really cool because it's not very big, and it has better?
Just having time focusing.
Oh,
I don't know why. It was just fine.
okay. And it's Santa and his reindeer taking off with the Christmas tree in the center. If you don't have room for a real big animated piece, this one probably is less than 8 inches square. It doesn't take up as much room as a lot of the other animated pieces, but I thought this was a really well done piece. Of course, Santa and some of his reindeer, he's on his way. His sleigh is full of toys, and it's a nice quiet piece. Doesn't have any sound, but you don't want sound on every piece because otherwise they would fight for attention with each other. And that's what we have for today. I leave that one on and hope that a lot of you will participate in our contest. And we will be back with you again March 3rd, which is a month from today. And we'll be looking at more of our 2022 introductions. We'll try to have some updates of shipping at that time, and hopefully we'll get a little bit more information about the mid-year introductions, which right now are scheduled for sometime in April. And like last year, it will be full of licensed pieces, so look for Grinch, Disney, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, Ghostbusters, and who knows what else. Until next time, we'll see you